Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another Final Fantasy VFX's video, and today we're going to be looking at Ibara, the new Ibara. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and look at her abilities here. She has infinite turns, she's got 150% Dark Amp, pretty much to be expected for a DPS. It also has a store buff tied to it, so if you use the amp at the end instead of the beginning of the turn, the next turn you'll be able to do a lot more damage. She also has a 200% human and demon killer buff for everybody. It's not 250, but it's still 200, which is quite high for everybody. So all of your Clash Royale's DPS is going to be hitting a lot harder for if they're human or demon. 40% katana in peril, so of course got higher than 2B, I believe, right? Of course. And able to fill morale with several abilities in the Brave Shift form and the base form, kind of. And also a passive that gives some per turn. Not a lot, but it's some. Alright, so not too bad. At EX2 she has 600% cap. So not too bad as well, but it's kind of weird that she has that, but also her vision card gives chain cap, so I don't know. That's kind of strange, right? Anyways, moving on. Her leader skill only has one category for some reason, whereas every category going forward after this leader skill, there'll be 2 categories. So I'm not really sure why they only put 1. It really lowers the value of, she doesn't have the Clash Wills tag, so you can only get the stat buffs from bringing dark units only, and that's it. So her store buffs are only on a cooldown or on a Magnus, and there's no way of building up. She doesn't have like Dark Rain's TMR equipped on her kit passively, whereas some units do have that, but she does not have it. So she's only strong for a certain period of time, and then that's it. There's no way to buff her Olympus at all. She has no mod buffs for her LBs, either LB at all. So you're stuck hoping that your morale is going to go to 200%, or at least 190% or something like that for the best damage. And she's premium, so keep that in mind, guys. I'm being a lot more critical. I don't want this to be too controversial of a review, but she is premium, guys, remember that. And she does good damage, but there's other premium leaders down the line that could cover more than her, like Rain, of course. Rain will cover a lot more than this unit in particular, and I don't really understand some of the things that she has, like 80% Spirit Break. I mean, yeah, Esther has 87%, and they did mention that she can break Spirit, but I just go back to, like, I remember, like, Tyvis only had, like, 80% breaks for defense, even though he was premium, so I guess they thought that was okay for some reason. It's not okay, but you're going to be bringing in 90% breaker anyways. It would just been nice if it was 87% Spirit Break, I guess, but you're going to be bringing in 90% breaker anyways, so it's not the biggest thing. And like I said before, she only has one use of the 150% amp, so this is a huge problem that I don't think people are thinking about. You have to choose, especially if you don't have Melissa for the 100% amp eventually on someone. You have to choose. Is she gonna be a chainer in this rotation? Is she the chainer, Extreme Overframes chainer, or is she gonna be the finisher in this team? Because you can't be both. For the max damage possible, you can't be both. You can only be one or the other, so that's kind of a problem. That's why she should have had a recharge in the amp, or she should have had 2 uses so that she could be a chainer or finisher, and you wouldn't have to choose because you could just do either or. But in this situation, unfortunately, in this reality, in this timeline, she can only be one or the other in that battle. So maybe, one trial she'll be a finisher, one time she'll be a chainer, I guess. It's tough. And since she's premium, I was expecting her to have a lot more, but all she really does is damage, guys. She has killers and damage. That's it. So for a premium unit, I kind of expect a little bit more. I don't want this to be controversial. I don't want this to be another Esther situation. They're actually giving me kind of chills before I made this video. But I'm going to go ahead and reveal the score now of 8 out of 10. She'll do lots of damage, but she's held back by, like I just mentioned, she only has 150% restore buff, but she wants to do two different damage types. She wants to be a chainer, she also wants to be a finisher. So with that being said, she can't be both. If you want her to do the big damage, you can't do both. It's impossible. Obviously one will be doing less damage than the other because the other won't have the amp that the other one has. Also, she's, like I said, she's premium, and all she really does is damage. She has no interesting kit like Esther has, where in her Brave Shift form she's a tank. And she has support abilities and things like that. She doesn't. The only support thing she has is the killers for everybody. That's it. That's all she really does. Otherwise, she just fills the morale bar and does damage. That's it. So I think 8.8. I mean, 8 out of 10 I think is fair for a premium unit that only has one category, whereas most leaders will have two. And just remember, guys, in the future there's gonna be tons of premium units that are gonna be leaders. Deus, I don't know how to pronounce its global name currently. I'm gonna have to work on that when it comes out. But just so you know what I mean when I say Deus. And there's Rain, there's Squall. So there's tons of units that are gonna be coming out that are gonna be really, really good. And Squall, of course, will be useful for near. So I don't know, guys. Let me know in the comment section down below if you think this score is controversial. I want to see your guys' comments. I'm ready for it. But let's go ahead and move on to her leader, or her vision card that you need EX3 for, by the way. Can be used by anyone. That makes this card very valuable and enables for people who don't already have. Because remember, sometimes in Clash Royale you need to gear multiple units. Sometimes 4 DPS in Clash of Wills, and you only have 3 things that give the chain cap, right? I believe. So this would allow you to get 4 units with chain cap if you have all TDH. So it's very nice, and it's just, yeah, like I just said, it's useful for gearing multiple units, and the stats are very good. 170 baseline stats, very nice. This is what we should be expecting on good cards like this. So a very good card. Is it worth chasing for free to play? Definitely not. You should not be chasing EX3 vision cards at all. Definitely not. Alright, let's move on to the Dark Rain version, like the Dark Rain premium step up card thing, whatever you want to call it. Now, of course, this one has a lot less magic on it than the EX3 vision card. It has okay magic on it. Sadly, it's not as useful as it would have been a few months ago if this came out around the same time as that Sakura card, but it did not. It came out now when we already have 150% amps. It's not as useful because we have Melissa now. If you have pulled from Melissa, Melissa does the same thing, and most units have the 150% amp, like I said, and this only has 100% where it has to be built up. Well, most has to be built up too, but you know what I mean. Like, if this had MP on it and they didn't have that MP reduced MP consumed, and it just had MP on it instead, like 500 MP, and then had MP in the baseline stats, this would probably be a lot better of a card. Golbez would get 100% amp, you know, stuff like that. So just not as good of a card. I feel like this is not worth chasing for. It's okay on some units, but like it's not amazing. It's just okay. So definitely not worth chasing for, in my opinion. Alright guys, let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about this review. Is it controversial? Let me know in the comment section down below if it deserves some hate. I try my best to be fair. She's premium, I have to be more critical than the normal units would be. If she was not a premium unit, she would probably be getting a pretty good score because she would be a really strong damage dealer and it'd be easier to pull for her relatively and things like that. But since the step up, the only way to get, you know, you need 20 tickets, and the only way to get them is the other step up. But the other step up has shards on her step up and the vision card, which isn't worth chasing for, and so it's a mess to pull for premium units, especially since there's gonna be a lot more coming, guys. Like I keep saying in this video, there's a lot more premium units in the future, like Deus. You need a lot of lapis to pull for those units. So is Ibara worth it just for a lot of damage for now? And a really bad leader skill, relatively. Yeah, she gets 550% magic, but it only covers for dark units, not Clash of Wills units. That's it. She only has one category as of this video. Maybe they'll add it. I don't know. Probably not. Anyways, guys, that's gonna be it for this video, guys. Thank you guys very much for watching. Appreciate you, and I hope to see you in the very next video. Peace.